Hello everybody, Seth Wilkinson from the SealRyt Corporation, manufacturers of high performance braided packing and the FlowRyt bearing. Today for the Pump Seal channel to discuss the latest innovation in our flow systems, the FlowRyt. Look at this, beautiful, isn't it? All right, so let's talk about this very briefly. We always try to stress how important flush water is regarding our FlowRyt bearing, seal water for seals using our ORM. All right, so one of the things that we've always endeavored to do was to provide some form of measurement when utilizing flush water. You need to understand what your GPM or LPMs are, as well as your pressure. You need both of those numbers in order to adequately understand what's going on inside of that stuffing box. Okay, so what did we do? Well, we provided two different types of flow systems in the past, a low pressure flow system and a high pressure flow system. We're always looking to improve, make life a little bit easier for the end user and for maintenance, at the same time making things more reliable and safer to actually use. So that's why we developed what's called the FlowRyt. First things first, you'll notice it is quite compact. Okay, it's about the same size as our low pressure system, which is nice, easy to mount. It's not bulky, it's not big. You don't have to worry about where you're gonna place it necessarily. Usually something this size is easy to put into any application. You'll notice I have my throttle valve here, I have my pressure gauge here, and I actually have my flow meter here. These are all very basic from this side up, okay? We obviously offer several different pressure ratings with our pressure valves, but this is probably the newest, latest, greatest. This is actually a flow-through flow meter. There is no mechanical part inside of this, all right, measuring the flow. It is all done through wizardry and sorcery. But what that allows you to do, because in the past we have definitely noticed with our other flow meters that if you had something mechanical inside of that pipe, that it would sometimes get clogged. Let's be honest, not all flush water is the cleanest. So they were a little bit more sensitive to any particulates in your flush water. So this allows you to run and have accurate flow measurements even with less than clean flush water. One of the great attributes to this too is this green light right here. Okay, what does that green light do? That green light allows somebody from a distance be able to determine whether or not the parameters that you set up inside of this flow meter, so you can change it LPM to GPM, you can change your different flow rate ratings, so that you can get inside of that sweet spot of exactly how much water you're going to be pumping into that system. All right, so what we did here is we programmed this so that it goes red when it drops below a certain GPM, and then it goes red again when it goes higher, when it goes up above that GPM. So that's the parameters that you set as the end user in order to maximize that flow inside of this system. So just to show you a quick demonstration, we've set the low end at 1.5 GPM and we set the high rate at 3 GPM. So if I close this valve, you can watch that light go from green to red. So from a distance, you'll be able to see that, hey, something's going on with my flush water at that particular piece of equipment. Whether it be high or low, you can get in close enough. Those numbers are nice and large, so be able still from a distance be able to tell if we're below those parameters. And then if I turn this valve all the way up, it goes back to green and then to red. So now again, I have red. Get in there and you notice that your flow rate is higher than what you had set as your parameters. So something is going on. So it's an indication that something is going on either with your flush water or perhaps at inside the stuffing box itself. Okay, so here I will set it back to green. There we go. Again, we've made it more compact, we've made it safer to use, we've made it easier to look at, So if you have any questions on the new FlowRyt, feel free to contact us here at SealRyt or your local distributor or direct SealRyt salesman. Thank you.